Good. Smithfield Board of Aldermen meeting is now called to order. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic. Thank you. First item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Alderman Hartman.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. I think Alderman Atkins had his hand up next.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the committee reports. Finance Committee, Alderman Russell, do you have a report from Finance Committee?
Yes, sir, Mayor. Thank you. On November 8th, the Finance Committee opened up at 6 o'clock. We had call to order. We reviewed vendor payments in excess of $7,500. Bank reconciliation updates, outstanding check listings, interest earning on cash balance, and we're able to do a preview of unreconciled 2022 budget recap. And then we closed a little before 7.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the Planning and Zoning Commission, Alderman Chevalier.
Sorry, it was it was kind of a single item on the agenda to just discuss fencing ordinance changes. I believe we'll see that within the next couple of weeks. You know when those changes are going to be.
I think Jack was going to provide a draft back to P and Z.
Yes.
The next,
Okay.
Yes.
Probably after the first.
Yeah, it won't come back to the board until after P and Z's reviewed it
Okay.
again.
All right, cool. So yeah, we'll see that eventually here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next item on the agenda is City Administrator's report. Ms. Wagner, do you have anything additional to report?
Just a few things. One, in the report, I outline recommended changes relating to temporary hydrant meters. And unless there are concerns, questions the board have with the process outlined here, we'd like to bring that policy forward at the next meeting. If you have additional questions or we want to review it, we can schedule a work session, but I wanted to put that out there. This really helps staff with being able to keep track of and keep a kind of the inventory control, but it also recoups some costs for us in providing a service to developers. So if the board is good, we'll go ahead and bring that forward on the December 6th agenda. I think we can do it that early, can't we? Yeah. Yeah. And then just a couple of updates, really additional information in here about stormwater enforcement. Another future agenda item we outline here is some board action that will be required to keep us compliant as we move through the development of the stormwater master plan and state permitting requirements, and then outlined information for public information processes.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is number 6. Alderman Atkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve Bill number 2964-22, destruction of the records for the second reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Mayor, a second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Please call roll.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Russell,
Abstain.
Alderman Uladol.
Aye.
Alderman Shipley,
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier,
Aye.
Alderman Hartman,
Aye.
5-0 with 1 abstain.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance authorizing the destruction of certain records.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is number 7. Alderman Hartman.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve Bill number 2965-22, fiscal year 2023 budget amendment number 1, second reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Hartman, Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Russell,
Aye.
Alderman Shipley,
Aye.
Alderman Uladol,
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier.
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance amending the fiscal year 2023 operating budget to add $51,500 to the expenditure budget.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is number 8. Alderman Hartman.
Mayor, thank you. I'd like to make a motion for resolution 1148 for the skid steer purchase.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Second. Thank you. All in favor or any discussion? Pretty straightforward. All those in favor of approving resolution 1148, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is number 9. Alderman Hartman.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion for resolution 1149, acknowledgement of emergency purchase.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Second. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 1149, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Any public comment? Any new business? Alderman Chevalier?
Yeah, so at P and Z, we talked about one of the issues was the electric fence or portion of that. And we weren't really able to get any changes recommended by the planning and zoning. So I'd like to at least throw it out to the aldermen to make sure we get that on another agenda. So we can discuss that.
I second that motion from Alderman Chevalier.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah. Thank you, Alderman Chevalier. In the discussion of that, I think that's a really good idea to have that discussion for further business.
Thank you. One item for new business for me. After our joint board meeting with the school district last time, we had a meeting. And some thought on ballot timing. I know we were going to discuss ballot language. I think the next meeting, right, Cynthia? When we were developing our strategic plan, one of the things we discussed was not going out for bonds at the same time the school district. Their bonding has become a little more urgent with the loss of bus services locally. So I'd recommend to the board to consider moving our bond from April to a later election date. So give you guys some time to think about that before we discuss ballot language next meeting. Any other new business? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. A second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Stand adjourned. Thank you.